Hey everybody, this is Sam Watkins here from MoveMend, Rehab and Performance, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a question I get all the time, and it's how do I recover from injury faster? This is an age-old question. How many billions of dollars are spent each year trying to hack your body into speeding up healing? And you can find some bold claims out there for products that people swear will help you recover from injury faster. Everything from stem cells to ice machines, but what does the science really back up? It's not the $500 theragun. It's not the full body cryogenic chamber that freezes you at sub-zero temperatures or the power of some magic crystal. These fancy toys may have some impact, but what the science backs is much less sexy. The answer is relative rest and starting a structured rehab program early on. So what is relative rest? It is scaling back activity from what is normal, not completely resting unless that's what you need. So for an elite marathon runner with some new Achilles pain, that means dropping from 70 miles per week of running to 30 miles. It's essentially maintaining activity levels within pain tolerance. You might see famous athletes using theraguns and lasers and fancy gadgets, but they're already doing the basics. And on top of that, they're getting paid to push these products to you. I can promise you, when an athlete gets injured, they're not just sitting around theragunning their quad. They're doing everything they can without pain right away. So what does the science really say about this? In a large study looking at hamstring tears, athletes who started physical therapy on day 2 following injury returned to sport pain-free 25% sooner than those who started on day 9. Why would this be? Why does this work? Now, the participants in the study, they were doing this relative rest that I was talking about. If a participant had a major tear, they're not going to force them into sprinting and doing heavy deadlifts and doing things that hurt on day 1. They're doing exercise that was within their pain tolerance and built up slowly from there. Now, they may have started light, it might not have looked like intense exercise, but they weren't just sitting on the couch. And in this case, waiting an extra 7 days clearly slowed down the healing process. Now, I'm not saying you need to stop foam rolling, theragunning, cupping, doing what feels nice, but the effect of those things is going to be tiny in comparison to an appropriately structured program that you start early. So if you get injured, you shouldn't just be waiting around for things to heal. What should you be doing? This is where things get tricky, and it's going to vary a bit depending on the type of injury. Right, a shoulder injury, a back injury, an ankle injury aren't all rehab the same. The severity is also important, but here are some examples of what you could try out. So let's say you hurt your back, right? You hurt it doing deadlifts, and maybe instead of jumping right back into deadlifts, you try doing some rack pulls. If that's comfortable, stick with that for a while. Slowly increase the weight, slowly lower the bar down towards the ground further, and if the rack pulls were too much initially, start with some core exercises and the stationary bike and build from there. You can tweak your shoulder. It hurts to do an overhead press. Try this landmine press. If that's still too much, stick with some band-resisted raises or some band-resisted external rotation if that's all you can do. There isn't a cookie-cutter program, but the key is to stay active early on. Start with what's comfortable, build up slow. But most importantly, have a plan. If you're struggling with injury and want more guidance on how to address your injury, schedule an appointment with us on our website.